next, let's try to recall back the second part, which is about two-way selection. Okay, this is a sample of a program when we have more than two options. So when we have more than two options, okay, for example, this program is to determine whether the number entered by the user is greater than 0, less than 0, or equal to 0. Okay, so we have more than two decisions, options, right? Whether greater than 0, less than 0, or equal to 0. So this is what we call as multiple selection. Okay, multiple selection. Okay, so this is how we can do multiple selection in our program. Okay, the first choice the first approach we can put it if. Okay, I have three decision to be made. Okay, if enter a number, see in num, and then num greater than 0. Okay, I'm going to display this number is greater than 0. Second option, if that number less than 0, this number is less than 0. Okay, and then if the number equals to 0, okay, I'm going to display this number equal to 0, and then finally, thank you. Okay, let's compile, and then let's try with 23. Okay, this number is greater than 0. So thank you. Okay. So negative 10. Okay, this number is less than 0. Okay, and then another test 0. Okay. Okay. So that is the first approach we can do if we have more than two selection. Before this, we have seen we have two-way selection. We can implement it using if and then else. Okay, for multiple selection, we can either use this method if, or we can also use else if and then else if. Okay, this is another approach that will give you the same result. Okay, then greater than 0. Okay, exactly the same. Okay, so what is the main difference if we put it in this way, if, else if, compared to the previous one, if. In terms of output for this question, this scenario, okay, to determine whether the number greater than 0, less than 0, or equal to 0, we may not see any difference. Okay, obvious difference. But in terms of compiler, okay, the main difference is if we use if, else if, the compiler, once it found the correct statement, which the statement that evaluates to true, it will no longer check for another else if statement. Let's say the user give input 10. Okay, num equal to 10. So num, it will check for the first if. Num 10 greater than 0, yes. So once the compiler found that 10 greater than 0, it will no longer check for another else if. Okay, it will just skip and go to thank you. Okay, but compared to the previous approach, if we use just now, the one that we used just now, okay, if we use this if, even let's say the user entered 10, so 10 greater than 0, so the compiler already know 10 greater than 0, the number is greater than 0. This statement already evaluates to true, but it will go and also check for the rest of if. Okay, so in terms of efficiency, if you are already confident that you are going to check only for one condition only, okay, you can use else if. Okay, Okay, it will help the compiler to run faster. Okay, to make decision faster, because we don't have to check for another else if statement once we found the correct statement. Okay, so in terms of efficiency of the program running, we can say that better we use if else if. Okay, only if we are really confident that we only going to test for one case only. Okay, I will show you. In certain cases, it's better we use if, and another situation is better if we use if else if. Okay, for this, the one that I'm showing now, it's better if we use if else if, because once the number is greater than 0, it won't be less than 0 or equal to 0 anymore.